Shopping's more fun when Lassie goes along.
Well, somebody had to stay home to look after things.
I bet she missed me.
I'm sure she did. It looks like she had company.
Asa Winkler, Rural Equipment Renovator.
Wow.
It's a fix-it man. Knives sharpened, fences repaired.
Well, we haven't had a handyman around here I don't know how long.
Well, there aren't any jobs that need doing.
Oh, what about those screens out front?
Oh, Uncle Petrie said he wanted to fix those himself when he gets back from Creston.
I wonder where this Mr. Winkler is.
Help! Help me, somebody! Help! Help! Here I am. This way. Up here. My, am I glad to see you folks.
What on earth?
I guess you're Mr. Winkler, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Didn't see anybody home and thought you might be out in the orchard. Only then your watchdog caught me. Say, that's some mean watchdog you got there.
Lassie?
Mean.
She chased you up this tree? Oh, now, wait a minute.
I know, I'm sorry, folks, but that's how it was.
She wouldn't hurt you.
Well, there's nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Winkler. Come on down.
Well, I'll just wait till your dog gets out of the way, thank you. And I don't want you thinking I'm sore about the pants.
About what?
Well, they was torn already, and I ain't blaming her. No, I'm not.
Lassie tore your pants?
Ma'am, it was my own stupid fault for letting her bite me in the first place.
Oh, dear.
Come on, girl.
But Lassie doesn't bite anybody.
Never mind, son. Come on, Lassie.
Well, don't you go punishing her. She's just being a good watchdog. That's all she was.
Here, let me help you down.
Here.
Careful.
Well, I just broke the skin in a few places, but... Ooh.
Well, we'll take you to the doctor right away.
You sure will not. It's just a nice, clean wound from a nice, clean animal.
I'm just terribly sorry.
You just show me where your bathroom is and loan me a little bandage, ma'am, and I'll fix it up in no time. Yes, sir, Sonny, I'll stop making trouble and I'll just be on my way. Oh, unless, of course, you folks got some odd jobs need to be done.
Mr. Winkler, I've been looking around, and I find we do have some screen that needs fixing.
Well, now, that's mighty kind. As soon as I finish my pie, Oh, that's mighty kind, mighty kind.
There now. Your trousers are finished. Hope they're all right.
Ma'am, them pants ain't never been ordered with such needlework. My, just look at that.
Well, you can change them out in the barn while I get the screens. Boomer's out there, son. He's waiting for you to play.
Finish your milk, dear.
You know, folks, I really didn't expect to find any work here at all. It only takes one look to see how well things is kept up at your place.
Your leg hurt?
No, it ain't nothing. What I was going to say is, I hope you folks ain't feeling beholden on account of this here.
Oh, no. We really do have some screens that need fixing. Come on, I'll show you.
Well, that's good. Ma'am, I want to tell you that just eating your cooking make up for a man being ate by lions and tigers. You know, that pie of yours, why, that pie is, well, oh, mighty kind. Oh, there's the pup.
Oh, it's all right. Why don't you take her inside now, Boomer?
Come on, Lassie. Your dad told me. Wow. Is that the man she bit? Lassie never just bit anybody like that in her whole life. I been looking for blood or pieces of pants, but I guess they're all gone. I bet he kicked her first. Which teeth do you think it was? Boy, look at these. I'll bet they're as long as sharks. I bet he hit her with a stick or threw rocks at her.
Boys, why don't you and Lassie go rabbit hunting this afternoon and just forget about Mr. Winkler? I'll wrap up the rest of the pie for you.
He ate it.
Oh. Well, look, he'll be gone in a couple of hours, and in the meantime, it's as he says, we are sort of beholden to him.
What's beholden?
Oh, it means that we're obligated to him because of Lassie's mistake.
Lassie's mistake?
Look, I've got some fresh donuts. I'll wrap those up. You can take them instead.
Is this the one? Is this where it was? Hey, maybe we could find some blood on the ground. I bet you he's a crook. Huh? Has Lassie ever been wrong about anything? I don't know. She's never gone after anybody that's good, has she? No. Dogs know about people. Only there's nothing for a crook to steal. He might do something worse. Look at her. She's probably thinking we ought to be watching him right now. Are you sure that's what she means? Sure. She means we gotta keep out of sight. Hey, like detectives. Wow. Come on, we're gonna spy on that Mr. Winkler. What kind of a crook do you think Mr. Winkler might be? A bad crook. You see that? Did you? You see him? Your mom went out and he went in. Yeah. Shall I run and find your dad, shall I? No. Wait until we get evidence.
What are you doing?
We're getting evidence. Mom, look. In there.
What on earth? Oh.
Oh, howdy, Miss Martin. I was looking for a glass, but I couldn't find one.
Oh, all right.
Oh, thank you.
I just forgot my garden gloves.
Say, ma'am, I was just noticing how dull your knives are.
Well, I thought Uncle Petrie sharpened those.
Well, he didn't do too good a job. There's nicks in them here, see? Look.
Oh, I'd never noticed that before.
Well, now, ma'am, I'd be finished with them screens pretty quick, and I could fix these up good as new for only 12 cents apiece, or $1.30 a dozen.
Well, now, I don't know.
Well, now, look who's here. Hello, boys. Say, I noticed your dog snooping around after me again.
Well, Mr. Winkler, all right. I think perhaps you'd better sharpen the knives.
You won't regret it, ma'am. You just don't know how good it is to find nice folks like you.
Now, what were you trying to tell me? What have you been doing?
We're just going out to hunt more rabbits, that's all.
Boys! Timmy! Boomer! Time to wash for supper.
Mr. Martin! Oh, Mr. Martin! Wait up!
Oh, hello. I thought you'd left by now.
Well, putting in that barn wing, it took longer than I figured. But I sharpened up your scythe and a couple of saws. I just knew you'd want that done. Say, I happen to remember I didn't mention my pump service. Best in the state.
Your what?
Well, cleaning and pump repair. You know, that's my real specialty, Mr. Martin. That's why I was taking a look at yours in the shack there.
Now, wait a minute. That's a pretty big job.
Well, yes, sir, but only about 3 days at the most, I'd say, to overhaul everything. And for nice folks like you,
Mr. Winkler, I told you that Uncle Petrie helps here on the farm. He just cleaned out that well not too long ago. Matter of fact, he lost his glasses down there.
Oh, is that so?
I think he did a good enough job. Now, how about having some supper with us before you leave, huh?
Mighty kind. Mighty kind.
Did he drop something?
Oh, Mr. Martin. The darndest thing. Lightning just couldn't strike in the same place twice.
What's the matter?
You saying that about your uncle, my timepiece. I wonder could I have left it back by the truck. Yes, one my old granddaddy gave me. Solid gold railroad watch it was. The only place I was leaning over was back at the well there. Oh, it just ain't possible.
Oh, come on, let's go look. Oh, there you are. Timmy, go on in the house and tell Mom we'll be along pretty quick, I hope.
But, Dad, look what Lassie found. Over there. It must have fallen out of your pocket, Mr. Winkler.
Well, good for you, Lassie. That makes up for a lot of things.
Well, much obliged.
Come on, everybody. Supper time.
I'm so glad the score is a little more even now, Mr. Winkler.
Lassie found your watch as soon as you dropped it.
Are you ready for a piece of cake?
Well, now, that's mighty kind, ma'am. Mighty kind. Thank you, ma'am.
And I'm sorry there aren't any more jobs around here, but that's the way it is.
Well, the trouble is these days there's too much of this here do-it-yourself, even among nice folk.
Well, maybe some of the neighbors will have some odd jobs for you.
Oh, it ain't likely. What I should have done was stop at one of them run-down places back on the highway, or even like that dingy place down the road there. What's the matter? Did I say something wrong?
That's my house down the road.
Oh, the brown one. Say, there's some beautiful crops there, I noticed. No wonder your pa ain't had time to mend all of his fences. But how come you ain't eating at home if you live so close?
Because my mom's at lake choir practice. My dad's still at the pig auction.
Oh, that's too bad. Nobody home, eh? Well, that'll have to wait till next trip, I guess. Say, and that reminds me, I'd better be on my way. I got miles to go before dark. I'll just fetch my tools and I'll be on my way, so goodbye, everybody, and thanks again. Ma'am, as for that cake of yours, why, that cake, it's just, well, you're mighty kind, ma'am.
Thank you for being so nice about Lassie.
My house is supposed to look like it does. It's painted brown. Now he's leaving. We'll never know what kind of crook he is. Hurry up, Boomer. Eat faster.
All right, the game's over. Now run along. I said run along. Good doggy. Come on. Nice doggy. Good doggy. I guess that'll stop you from following Asa Winkler around.
He's gone. Yeah. What'll we play now? Where's Lassie? She's not by the barn where we left her to watch. Maybe she's still being a detective. I bet you I know what he is. A dog stealer. Huh? Look! He's turning off at our place. Lassie's not in the truck. We should have got your father to come with us. We gotta have evidence. And if he's a dog stealer, I wish we'd have told Dad anyway. When he's not looking, we could run into the house and telephone.
Yeah, Billy. Yeah, come on, you bearded old butt.
Quiet! He thinks I'm a burglar. This is Boomer. Ralph. Me, Jenny. Call Timmy's house, please. What's the matter? I have to whisper because there's a crook here. Please, Jenny. Just tell her we want my dad. Your party line's busy. Here, let me try. Try to get him anyway, Jenny. Lassie's in trouble. No, Lassie. Not a cook. It's a crook. Sounds like our pickup. You stay, Mike.
Hey there, mister. What's wrong? Hey, you look like you were knocked out cold, man. What happened?
Oh, I think it was the scooter. No, that wasn't it. I mean, I tripped, and then there was the ladder. That's what it was. The ladder was under the tree, and I must have bumped into it. Oh.
You mean the ladder was under the tree? Look, how many times have I told you boys about this?
No, Pop, wait.
What's he doing loose?
Say, now, that's some mean goat you got there, mister. I just stopped by to talk about doing some odd jobs, and when I got out of the truck to look for you, well, there come old Billy. I ran as fast as I could, but then there was the scooter and the ladder, and oh, my.
No, that's not what happened.
I suppose the pigs are loose, too, and the chickens. Oh, just for one afternoon, leave boys around.
Pop, please, we weren't even here.
Now get that ladder out from under that tree and get rid of that scooter. No, wait a minute. Get the goat first. Ralph, you heard me. Go get him.
I know I'm a blame nuisance, but I only thought you'd like to have your fences fixed and your barn painted.
A barn painted? Oh, I can't afford to have the barn.
Oh.
Look, I'm sorry about all this. You stay here and take it easy. We'll take care of you, all right? Yeah. Look at that blasted goat. That boy.
Look here, Sonny.
Did you hurt Lassie?
All day you've been snooping.
I want my dog.
What are you trying to do? You trying to spoil my business? Help! Help me, somebody! Help! Wait! Help! Help me!
Dear, Lassie's going after that poor man again.
Get him away from me! Somebody help!
You all right?
Boy, am I glad to see you folks again. Well, that's about the meanest dog I've ever...
Dad, look! Lassie tore his pants again. And there's nothing underneath but his leg. Not even a scratch. Lassie never bit him at all.
Father Ruth, what happened?
Well, now, folks, just don't get excited. In fact, my leg is quite better, and my head, too. I guess I'm even fit enough to be on my way, and I think that's just what I'll do, if you don't mind. Sorry, folks. Sorry, Sonny.
I told you Lassie knew it was a crook.
Bye. Don't forget now, you all be sure and call me if you got any odd jobs to be done. Yes, sir.
Might be quite a while. Won't it, Lassie?
Brody's are restless tonight. There's a wild tiger on the prowl. A man-eater. But you don't have to worry. Me and Captain Martin will protect you. We've got to find that tiger before he eats any more natives. Guess that's one tiger that won't give us any more trouble. Get up, Mike. You're not the tiger. Come on, girl. You can get up, too.
Hello, fellas. What was that all about?
Hi, Bud.
What are you kids doing?
We're playing safari, like we saw in the movie. We're in darkest Africa, and I just shot a man-eating tiger.
What's in there?
Provisions.
What kind of provisions?
Oh, you know the stuff you take on a safari, like dried buffalo steaks. To keep from starving.
Let's see. What do you trade for it?
What have you got?
A slingshot. Watch.
That's pretty good.
Well, how about it? You want to trade?
It's a pretty big candy bar, Boomer. Yeah. And besides, what would we need with a slingshot?
You know, they never did catch that guy that robbed the bank in Capital City. What if you run into him? You'll need this for protection.
Lass is all the protection we need. Aren't you, girl? We got Mike, too.
Some protection he'd be. Don't say I didn't warn you. Besides, I just remember this is a high-powered elephant gun. I never heard of a real safari going anywhere without an elephant gun.
Think we need an elephant gun, Boomer? Well, they are pretty important, especially if you meet up with any wild elephants. I'm not very hungry anyway. Are you? No. Should we trade? Sure. Hit anything if you keep closing your eyes. Here, try again. Okay. Mr. Brody's window. Yeah. Boy, I'll bet he'll be mad. But that isn't Mr. Brody. I heard my mom say Mr. Brody had a new hired hand. That must be him.
All right, boys, come on over here. Come on up. Well, looks like you boys can't hit what you're aiming at.
I'm sorry. I wasn't aiming at the window, honest.
Well, there's no great harm done. I can probably fix it before old man Brody comes back. He'll never know the difference.
Gee, mister, would you really do that?
Sure, if I can find a piece of glass that'll fit it. Say, it's a mighty fine dog you got there.
The big one's mine. Her name's Lassie.
Well, how do you do, Lassie?
The other one's Mike. He's my dog.
Hey, Mike. I'm Case Ferguson. Old man Brody put me on a few weeks ago.
I'm Timmy Martin. And this is my best friend, Boomer Bates.
Mighty happy to know both of you.
Shouldn't we tell Mr. Brody that we broke his window?
Nah, he just gets sore. You boys run on home. Forget about it.
Yeah, thanks, Case. Come on, Timmy. Come on, Timmy. Let's get out of here before Mr. Brody gets home. I think we should have waited and told him. Why? Because I think it's right. I'll tell Dad about it. What do you want to do that for? Because I think it's the right thing to do. Don't you, girl? And then he said to go home and forget it. His name's Case. He's Mr. Brody's new hired hand. He said he'd fix it, so I don't see why we have to worry about it anymore.
Well, that's not the point, Boomer. It was Mr. Brody's property that was damaged.
It was nice of Case to offer, but there's no reason why he or Mr. Brody should have to buy a new pane of glass. And another thing, boys. A slingshot like this is not a toy. It's an honest-to-goodness weapon. It's dangerous. Oh, don't look so glum. I'm mighty proud you came and told me about it, Timmy.
Thanks, Dad. We have to go and tell Mr. Brody we did it. Come on, Boomer. All right. Come on, Mike.
You know, I used to be pretty good with one of these things. I guess every boy thinks that they're fun to use, but they're dangerous. I certainly don't want my son to use one.
He won't, dear.
I thought I could fix it before you got back, Mr. Brody, but with one thing and another, didn't get around to it.
And this is the rock that did it, huh?
I guess so. It looked something like that one.
Well, when I was a lad, it was the doer that paid for the deed.
Yes, sir. But what does that mean?
That means I think you should pay for your mischief.
But it wasn't supposed to be mischief. Honest, Mr. Brody.
Well, whether it was or it wasn't, I think you should be made to work it out. I'll be leaving for town in a couple of minutes, Case. We'll go over that supply list when I get back.
Yes.
Come inside, fellas. Now, come over here. I want you to notice these rocks. You'll notice they're different colors, different structures, different...
Huh? Different what, sir?
Well, now look at this one. This looks like it's made up of a lot of little pebbles, all pasted together. And this one, that looks real smooth, like a piece of paper. Now, you fill the sacks with rocks like these, and I'll consider your debt is paid. I'll go along with you. There's a sack for you and a sack for you. There you are. Go along.
Good girl, Lassie. It's almost full. We've got to do better than this, boy. Go find us a rock. I wonder what Mr. Brody wants with a bunch of old rocks, anyway. Search me. And what do you want to lick that rock for? Maybe he liked the way they taste. What's it taste like, Timmy? Like a rock. Why don't you pick on a rock your own size? You told him to find a rock, and he did. That's enough of that, boy. We've got work to do. I sure wish we hadn't traded our candy bar to Freddie. Me too. It would have tasted better than any old rock, I bet.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have broken that window, and we wouldn't have been out here looking for stupid stones.
Well, let's hurry up and get done.
Okay. Come on, Mike. We can't go home yet. You can't fill a sack with one rock. I don't care how big it is.
Come on, Lassie. What'd you find, girl?
Boomer! Hey, Boomer, come here, quick!
Look what Lassie found.
What are they?
An old hat and a red bandana.
I thought she was supposed to be digging for rocks.
Yeah. Come on, girl.
Look at this. Capital City National Bank. Timmy, this is a money bag.
Like they use in banks to put money in?
And then they put it in an armored car and drive it away someplace.
But where did Mr. Brody get them?
Timmy, Mr. Brody's a bank robber.
How do you know?
I remember my dad reading in the paper that the robber who held up the bank wore a red bandana and an old hat.
Gosh.
You know what this is? This is evidence.
We better take it to Sheriff Miller.
Let's go tell Case, and he can call the sheriff.
Golly, Boomer. We'll be really heroes.
And when we saw that, we knew right away that Mr. Brody was the bank robber, didn't we, Timmy?
We sure did.
Well, it certainly looks like you got the evidence here, all right?
See? I told you.
We better call off Sheriff Miller so he can get out here right away.
No. Come to think of it, we'd better drive into town with the evidence and give it to Sheriff Miller in person.
Well, I guess so. But I'll have to call Mom so she'll know where I am.
Better than that, Timmy. We'll stop by your place on the way. Now, we better hurry. Old man Brody may come back. I'll take care of these. You boys jump on the truck, and I'll be within a minute.
Okay.
Lassie, come here, girl.
Elephant hunter's back already?
Well, where's Timmy and Boomer, girl?
Paul, I'm a little uneasy about the boys.
I'll call Mr. Brody and find out what's going on.
Jenny, this is Paul Martin. Would you ring the Brody farm, please? We'll ring a few more times, Jenny, would you please?
No answer?
No, he's probably out at the barn or someplace. No, that's all right, Jenny. Thanks anyway. Goodbye. We're gonna drive over to the Brodies.
This isn't the way to my house, Case.
Sure it is. I'm taking a new shortcut.
Oh.
I don't see them, Paul.
I'll look around.
Oh, here comes somebody.
Hi, Mr. Brody.
Hi, Mr. Martin.
Hello.
Mr. Martin.
Oh, Mr. Brody, we
Martin?
came over because we were a little concerned about Timmy and Boomer.
Well, I hope you folks won't be upset, but I gave them a job to do to repay me for breaking my window.
Oh? What sort of a job?
Well, you see, Mrs. Martin, I'm a rock hound, and I collect rocks and all that sort of thing.
Say, that's a hobby I'd like to try. You know, honey, collecting rocks and then making bookends and rings and things like that.
Oh, that sounds interesting. What kind of a job did you give them, Mr. Brody?
Well, I told them if they filled a couple of sacks with rocks, certain kinds of rocks, I'd call it square for the debt.
Well, that sounds fair enough.
Sacks?
Well, you know, little money sacks. I got a real bargain on those sacks, too, from a bank over in Capital City. They're a little worn, but they come in mighty handy for collecting rock specimens. I'll come on the shed and I'll show you.
Oh, it's all right, girl.
Here's the cutter and polisher I put together, Mr. Martin.
Well, that doesn't look too complicated.
No, and it's not expensive either. Here, I'll show you a little trick. Now, this is a sample of rainbow obsidian. You see where I wet it there? It'll give you a fair idea what it looks like when it's all polished up.
Say, how about that? You see that, Ruth?
Yes, I'm sure it's very pretty.
Huh? I'll try to find some work that's all finished so you can see that... Oh, that's funny.
What is it, Mr. Brody?
Well, these sacks I gave to the boys. They're almost full.
Well, then Timmy and Boomer came back.
Now, how in thunder did that happen?
Capital City National Bank.
What does it mean, Paul?
I don't know.
I think I'd better notify the sheriff. Excuse me.
Case, this isn't even the way to town.
Kids, be quiet.
We want to get out. We don't want to go with you.
You stand right where you are. Now, you listen and listen good, both of you. If anybody stops us, I want you to sit up nice and quiet. You hear me?
What is it, Mr. Brody?
What's wrong?
Well, Sheriff Miller said finding the money hidden here means there's a good chance it was Case who held up the bank. The boys are probably with him.
Oh, Paul.
Well, they can't have gone far.
Well, the only road they could have taken was the old river road, at least till they get to the main highway. Sheriff will try to hit them off there.
Looks like Lassie had more sense than we did.
Well, we'll go in my car. It's headed in the right direction.
get here.
Don't you shoot Lassie!
Did you hear that?
Sounded like a shot.
Oh, if I ever lay my hands on that man.
Don't you shoot Lassie!
Get out of my way. You can stay in the car. You.
Are you all right?
Here comes the sheriff.
Well, it was certainly nice of Mr. Brody to give you these bookends, Timmy.
I guess Mr. Brody's all right after all. But he isn't very smart.
Why, Timmy.
You know what he thinks? He thinks Lassie's a rockhound. And everybody knows she's a collie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Timmy. We shouldn't have laughed.
What Mr. Brody means, dear, is that Lassie's good at collecting rocks. And anybody who has that as their hobby is called a rockhound.
Oh. In that case, girl, I guess you're a rockhound. But most of all, you're the smartest dog in the world. Because you knew Case was the bank robber.
You get any closer, you'll end up with a boiled nose.
Smells good. Tastes good, too.
Hey, that smells great.
That's an opinion also shared by Timmy and Lassie.
They're done, aren't they?
Not quite. The sauce is just about finished, but the spare ribs aren't. I like mine really crisp.
Sure don't look like enough to feed over 20 people.
You mean over 30. This is the biggest Grange dinner of the year.
Oh, there'll be plenty. At least 4 other wives are bringing spare ribs, and then there'll be salad and baked beans, too.
And there's nothing better than barbecued ribs and beans on a cold winter's day. Well, we better get going, Paul. We got to pick up those folding chairs.
Yeah, and I promised to pick up some tables, too, from the Tysons.
Aha. That'll teach you. Listen, why don't you go on ahead? It's an 18-mile drive to Auburn. I don't want you to be late. Oh, come on, just as soon as the spare ribs are done.
All right, we'll take the pickup.
Mom, may I go with Dad and Uncle Petrie?
Why, sure, son. No reason why you can't.
I'll get my coat.
Oh, and your sweater under it, too. And don't forget to wear your overshoes. Keep your feet warm. Did you put gas in the car?
Filled her up yesterday. Also checked the oil and the tires and the water and the battery.
All you need is your driver's license.
And the barbecued spare ribs, I told Lassie I was going to leave her with you, Mom, so you'll have some company. Now you take good care of Mom, and don't let her spill the sauce.
Those are good instructions if I ever heard any. Don't be too long.
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, dear. I'll see you in a little while.
Okay.
Lassie? What is it, Lassie? Oh, sorry. Down, girl. Down. There you go.
Mrs. Martin?
Yes?
My name's Bob Miner. I'm a state trapper. Is Mr. Martin home?
No, he's not. May I help you?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact,
Well, look, here, why don't you come on in where it's warm? This is certainly no weather to be standing on doorsteps.
Thank you. It's about the coldest day we've had this year. I'd like to leave this map for Mr. Martin. I don't want to frighten you, ma'am, but there's a cougar prowling around this area. I've set a series of 4 traps at each of these spots.
Oh. Well, I'm afraid that maps always confuse me, but... Well, anyway, I'll give it to my husband. You say it's a cougar?
Yes, there was a bad forest fire on the other side of the ridge. Cougar, fox, deer, the ones that escaped the burning have migrated to this side.
But still, the ridge is a long way from here.
Oh, I know that. But a hungry cougar will travel a long way to get himself a nice fat chicken.
Well, how close do you think he is?
Well, I wish I knew. May not be within miles, but if he's around, I'll get him.
Sounds frightening. What could we do?
Just be careful. Now, these are good, strong traps. They're anchored to a log buried several feet. They'll hold a horse.
Well, they look awful.
They look worse than they are. Matter of fact, the spring on these has been weakened, so the animal isn't hurt. He's just held. Now, they open with this C-clamp, and it goes on just as I have it here. You wind down the screw until the spring opens. I'm going to leave this with you, so if any of your livestock gets caught, your husband can free it. And like I said, the traps won't hurt it. Oh, if it were my dog, I'd keep it in the house till we catch that cougar.
Oh, well, we certainly will.
Of course, he might head back for the mountains and not cause any trouble at all.
Oh, I hope so. Anyway, thanks for the warning and for the map.
Yeah, I make the rounds of my traps every day. If we get him, I'll let you know.
Well, wish you good luck.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Now I really am late, Lassie. No, thank you, Lassie. I'm going to leave you at home, Lassie. You won't mind missing the Grange meeting, will you? Meetings are usually very dull for doggies anyway. You'll be much safer at home. You know, cougars can be very nasty animals. Bye, Lassie. We won't be very late. Quick trip, eh, Lassie? I know I'm not much of a shot, but makes me feel better. Bye. Take care of things now. No. Oh, hey! Oh! Ow!
Mrs. Bates brought spare ribs, too. But I bet they're not near as good as Mom.
I'll bet they aren't either. And she's really late.
How long does it take for spare ribs to cook?
Well, that's your mom's special secret recipe. Even I don't know.
But they're worth waiting for, aren't they, Dad?
You bet they are. Listen,
You go in and tell Mrs. Bates to hold up for a few minutes, and then Mom will be along and we can all sit down together.
Okay.
Help! 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 All right, now, Ruth Martin. Stop acting like an idiot. Hysterics isn't going to get you anywhere. What you need is a calm, sensible look at the situation. Now, you're caught in a trap. You may have an injured ankle. In a very lonely spot where there's certainly very little traffic. You just freeze before anybody finds you. Everybody knows there isn't a cougar in the neighborhood. Hasn't been one for years. Even if there was, cougars don't attack people. They're cowards. Everybody knows that.
suppose your mother could be?
Maybe she got lost.
Between here and home? No, it ain't likely.
Jenny, this is Paul Martin. Ring my home, would you please? Thanks.
Maybe somebody stole the food.
Well, now, that's a possibility. Your mother's spare ribs would tempt almost anybody.
Well, I guess she's left, Jenny. Thanks anyway. Well, she's on her way. Let's go tell Mrs. Bates.
Lassie. Stay, Lassie. Stay. There are traps all over here. Now, you stay where you are. Now, be careful. Oh, good girl. Well, watch out, there are more of them. Good dog. But please be careful. All right now, Lassie. Here, Lassie. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, look, Lassie, what am I going to do? It's no use, Lassie. It's buried too deep. Come here, girl. Lassie, do you remember the C-clamp that the trapper brought? Well, I think I left it on the sink. Would you go get it for me?
Everybody's eating, Dad.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you start eating, too?
I want to wait for you and Mom. Besides, I ate a hot dog.
Where can she be?
Maybe she stopped off someplace.
Yes, but where? And why?
You know, Mom, always trying to help somebody.
You know, you're right. You know, I'll bet at this very moment she's safe and sound in some house doing something for someone.
Besides, Lassie's taking care of her.
Of course she is.
that's a good try, but that's my cheese slicer. Lassie, look. The C-clamp, the one you picked up off the floor, remember? Well, go get it. Try. That's a girl. Hurry, Lassie.
You and Uncle Petrie go on in and eat, Timmy. I'm going to go look for your mother.
I'll go with you.
No, you stay here with Uncle Petrie and enjoy your dinner.
I wouldn't be able to eat a bite, not even the ice cream. Please let me go with you.
Boy's right, Paul. We'll all go.
Oh, Lassie. Oh, that's a girl.
It's funny we haven't met her yet.
That's only an old logging road that cuts across. But she'd have more sense than to take that route.
Maybe she's still at home.
Oh, if she were, she would have answered the phone.
You stay here. Lassie, come here. Lassie, come back here. Lassie! 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 Lassie!
What was that?
A rifle shot.
Ruth, what happened?
There was a cougar.
Where's Lassie?
Well, you stay right here.
It's all right.
Oh, he's dead. That's the first cougar around these parts in years.
I know. You see, I took the shortcut because I was so late. And then I got a flat tire. So then I had to get the tire out of the trunk, and as soon as I did, it got away from me, so I had to chase it. And then I got my foot caught in the trap. See? But Lassie got me out.
Well, we better get you to Doc Stewart.
Oh, well, no, really, I'm all right. It doesn't hurt. I'm just kind of shaken up, and oh, I'm very cold.
Well, we'll just take you home and get some hot soup in you.
Oh, my spare ribs.
I bet they're finished eating back at the Grange.
They look good.
Oh, they're cold.
Well, like I always say, there's nothing better than a crisp, cold spare rib.
That's what I say.
Well, have one on me. Oh, Lassie, would you like one, too? You certainly deserve it. There, be my honored guest. All right, there you are. Well, just as you always say, there is nothing like a cold, crisp spare rib.
Wait till Boomer hears that you saved Mom, from that old cougar.